very excited about this because I'm going to be showing you the easy tree generator that I've been created all over these weeks. That's why I'm not updating my other generators, because I wanted to finish this guy. And the point is being able to create a tree, a plant, grass, all kind of vegetation, or at least a big range of vegetation with one simple geometry node setup. Actually, that's not that simple, but I was trying to cover all the options with this tree, and inside that you have all those kind of other nodes, you know what I mean? It's a bit of it was a bit tricky to get here, but I think the way it is now is in a good shape. I have another product to sell on Gumroad in the market. This product, it's called Easy Plant Scatter. All the plants that was made there, it was created with this system. Okay, so using this tree generator, you will be able to create any kind of trees, or at least a big range of plants, right? So let me show you more or less the settings that you have here available to you. This is going to be a tutorial, however you must try it out because the amount of settings are huge. Okay, you must try it out and get familiar with, and then you will be able to create your trees quickly. Okay, but as always, my plan here is having something that works for my workflow in ArcVis industry, and as soon as I'm satisfied with that, or kind of, I release that as a product, if that makes sense. I think this guy makes sense, so that's why I'm releasing that, because I trust on this. Okay, so let me show you. This is the basic tree, which is made by a trunk and the first branches. Okay, so the first option you have here are the materials. Okay, you have the materials for the barks, which means the barks and twigs, which means the whole tree, okay, except for the leaves, and the stick. The stick is this guy here, okay, and this guy just exists for one reason, okay, because sometimes you have those kind of plants that have those sticks going up above the branches and the leaves, and the sticks has some fruits or some different leaves, okay, and like a lavender, like other kind of plants. And I've created these sticks just for the sake of being able to do that. Okay, but let's remove it for now. So I will be guiding you towards the settings here, but in a very quick way, so you can see more or less what those means. Okay, so first is after the materials you have drawn. If you click it in draw, you have nothing, because as I said, you have to go into edit mode and draw your tree. Okay, just like that. If you want to go for the draw mode, so you can create a tree with a shape that you want. If not, just let's stick with the tree without the draw mode. Okay, that's the height of the tree. Okay, easy. So this is the trunk to be on and off. Okay, all the components of the tree, you have first the name of the components that you can turn it on and off. That's the same thing for the trunk. Okay, realistic trunk, it makes the tree not be just a branch coming out of the tree as it is now, another geometry, but it kind of combined them. You see, so now you have your tree going on here, and that tree you always can change the resolution and make it a higher resolution, but just be careful because that's gonna cost memory, okay? And the way it is, I can guarantee you it's pretty cool already, okay? For a tree, when you see that here, you may think, oh, that's not good enough, but once you go for the radar, it is. Trust me, okay? That's the realistic mode. It's not all the time that you need it or you want it, okay? The trunk radius, it means the general radius of the trunk, and you can see that the branch follows, okay? The tip radius for the tip means the radius of the tip and the trunk. Sometimes you wanna set up this, okay? So that's the possibility. The resolution for the trunk, if you change the resolution here, you see the trunk gets more details, okay? And this resolution will play a lot with when you go for the displacement, okay? But for now, let's keep it 1. The trunk noise is the distortion of the trunk, okay? You can increase the noise or put 0, then the trunk will be straight, okay? But you can increase the noise in the noise scale, okay? So you basically can shape your tree as you want, right? And this affects the draw as well. For example, let's make this noise crazy, something like this, it scales something like this. If you go to the draw mode, you see that the draw is also having the same noise, okay, parameter. All the parameters here, it follows in the draw mode, right? Okay, let's go back. Something like this. No, something like this, right? That's okay. All right. So next one is displacement. So as you can see, you have some displacement going on here, and you have the scale of your displacement, okay? And you can change that so you can have your trunk looking like whatever you want, okay? And if you increase the resolution of the trunk, then it will give you more details, okay, for your displacement. So you can customize that as you want, as you prefer, okay? And that will be applied for the realistic trunk, okay? Let's just say, for the sake of curiosity, that you go for the displacement something like this, okay? And then you turn that into realistic. You see, the realistic ended up having the displacement applied on that, okay? Let's move back. Okay, something like this. Okay, that's the base. So you can see the base shapes a bit. So you can go with the shape up or down, or make it just really in the base, and you can scale it. Okay, up to you. You can have roots. Okay, if you put the roots will be here, and the roots has resolution, specific resolution as well. Okay, if you change the resolution here, you change the resolution of the whole thing, but you always can go here and increase even more the resolution of your root. Okay, back, and you can play around with the amount of roots you have, the amount of branches you have in your roots. You see that you're playing more here. The roots starts to cross between them in the middle of the center. Okay, so you have other parameters that you can fix that. For example, the distance between the center. Okay, you always can change this and fix that. You have the length of your roots. Okay, let's remove this amount of this, too much roots. Okay, let's leave it something like this. Okay, you have the roots up or down. The base radius is the radius of the base of your root, the radius of the tip, the root, okay, and the noise of your root, right? So let's leave it. And also, if you apply the realistic, it will be applied to the roots as well. You see, it combines the roots with the tree. See that? There you go. Be aware that every time you tune it realistic, your tree, whatever modification you do, it will cost time, more time to do. So that's probably the best approach, will be like do all the modifications first and then apply the realistic trunk. Okay, let's remove the roots for now. So we have here the branches, which are these guys here, and we can have the resolution of the branches. If you increase the resolution, the branch will have more divisions, okay? And these will cause them to bend, because you have a property which is called bend, which is related to the resolution, okay? And you can fix this bending using the bend properties that I'm going to show you, okay? So yeah, you have this resolution, the amount, okay, the length, okay, the radius base, the radius tip, okay, how random they are. You have the option of rotate up minimum and maximum. This means that you can play around with your rotate of your base and of your top as well. So you can go as you want. You can prune from the top, remove from the top, or prune from the back, or prune from the bottom. You can bend up or down, okay? And for example, if you increase the resolution and your branch starts to bend up, you can go here and push it back, okay? Here or here in the rotation, up and maximum, okay? So you have all these settings that will allow you to play around and having the shape that you want for your tree, okay? Prune top, prune bottom. Prune bottom, you see? This is self-explanatory. Okay, the scale at the top means that you can shape your branch to be more pyramid or like straight, so not having difference in scale from the top. Okay, so they can be very pyramid like this or something like that. Okay, and you have the noise also, like you have for the trunk. You have the noise at the top and noise at the bottom, okay? You have the resolution, the same thing, okay? And the amount of displacement is the same thing in the scale of your displacement, right? So you have basically similar properties that you have for your trunk. Okay, let's give it, go back. And then you have your twigs. Your twigs are the branches that basically are casted from the main branch. Okay, so then you have the twigs. You have the resolution of the twigs, the amount of your twigs, okay, the length of your twigs, when the twigs starts and when the twigs end from the branches, okay? So you can make them just go at the very close to the tip and starts to raise from the close to the tip of the branch or at the bottom, okay? And you have the rotation random, okay? So this means that they can be very much. Let's remove the scale, the noise. Let's remove the noise from it so you can see more. Okay, they're straight and they are kind of following the branch, the main branch. Okay, if you randomize them, rotate the rotation. Okay, if you randomize them, the rotation, they will kind of be casted to different directions. Okay, depending on what you want, you will use a little bit of it just to have some randomization or something like that. Let's bring it back our noise so we have some more realistic. Okay, and what else? Radius from the bottom and radius from the top is the same thing. Okay, you want to have control over these. Okay, and then you have your tweaks 2, which has the resolution as well, the amount as well, the length. Okay, and the starts and the end. Okay, the randomization of a rotation, right? The noise scale, the same thing you had before. Okay, but the radius is in this case it's not bottom and up, just because they are so tiny that they basically are there just to carry the leaves. So you don't need bottom and tip. No, I don't think so. In this case, maybe in the future I will add that. Okay, the stick is this guy here at the top. I show you, and I told you about the meaning of it. So let's not. The stick has all these properties that you can bend, go up and down. You know, this is maybe I will show in a tutorial in the future. For example, how to create a lavender or something like that, and then I will use the stick. But for now, that's not necessary. Okay, for the leaves, you can have leaves in general. Okay, this means that this is taking the collection 1 for the leaves. Okay, and you have 4 collections for the leaves. You can add any collection you want and add here, so you would have your leaves. Just make sure that your leaves are positioning more or less the place the leaves on the collection are, and they have the same direction for the, let me show you. Make sure you have the leaves pointing out up, and you have these coordinates on your leaves. Okay, and all will work fine. So you have the leaves, but what are the leaves? That's general. Okay, so to activate that, you can go to branch. So you have the first branch. So that's not very common, but maybe you want to do that. Okay, the twigs 1 and twigs 2, right? And the leaves has some properties as well. I will show you that allows you to customize a lot your leaves. Okay, for starts and end, the same thing. The amount of your leaves. Okay, let's put 500, and you will reduce a lot the amount of your leaves. Okay, let's leave it 3000, not too bad. The scale, the general scale, the randomization of your scale of your leaves. Okay, the rotation down. Okay, you can bring your leaves down. Okay, pointing towards the tip of your branch or not. Let me to better show you this. I will leave the leaves like this, and I will pointing them on the direction, like something like this. See, they are pointing towards the tip of the branch. Okay, and you can put it down or up, and you can random them. Even if you put it down, you can random them on Z, so they will be very random. They will be down, but they will be random as well. and you can random in Y also. Okay, so you have all those options for the leaves, and that's very much it for the leaves. Okay, and you can change any leaf, you can add any leaf you want. Okay, let me just show you here more or less what you have here, these leaves. Okay, and then you can bring leaf number 2, which is a tiny one, leaf number 3, which is this one, or leaf number 4, which is kind of more like a maple tree. Okay, for now let's leave 1. Okay, and let's go for the flower. Let's remove leaves for now, and we go for the flower. You have 2 kind of flowers which are okay. You can add more or any kind of flowers you want. Okay, we can add the flowers on the tip on the twig too. Okay, let's remove the offset so you guys can see what's going on. Okay, the flowers are here on the tip. Okay, and you can always set the flower to start and to the end according to your twigs. Okay, for example, if you start to go, if the flower starts at the very base of the twig, you have more flowers. Okay, and then if you go up, 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 you start to lose the amount of flowers, right? Until you have just 1 flower at the tip of the twig, you see? And you can always have the tip flower, which is kind of just 1 flower at the very end on the tip. That's for some reason, sometimes you would want to make that when you are creating some specific plants. Okay, and I will show you one more option here, but I will show you this using the sticks, because for some reason I think the sticks are easier to show that. Okay, let's add the flower to the stick. Okay, and let's go to the very end and add a good amount of flowers. Okay, something like this, right? You can have the scale, the general scale of a flower. You can random the scale, okay, and you can random the rotation of a flower. Okay, and you can also use the flower offset. So if you go offset your flower, okay, and you basically are pushing your flowers from the center randomly. Okay, randomly. So this means that if you go, for example, little scale of a flower, add lots of flowers. Okay, bring them something like this. Okay, and random the offset, something like that. You have this kind of shape. Okay, maybe that's what you want for a tree. Okay, that's why you have all these options, because this will allow you to do all kind of different setups for your leaves. Okay, let's go back, let's remove the stick, let's go back to the branches, the twig 1 and the twig 2. Let's make this trunk straight. Okay, let's remove the noise of the trunk and leave it straight. All right, one thing, if you are using if you are using the tree, the sticks for the tree, okay, and the flower preset will be applied to everything, to the stick and to the twigs, okay. I may separate that in the future, but I don't know if that will be necessary. The experience applying that will tell you. Another thing is that Blender 4.1 probably will come with panels, so you will not have this huge amount of modifiers seen here. You will have panels that you will open and close, like trunk, root, you know, that will be much more organized in the future. I hope Blender has released that on Blender 4.1. I know they are developing that, and there is experimenting branch already going on. Alright, so those were for the flowers. Do you have fruits? Fruits just make sense to be in the twigs too, because it's the last twig, okay? And you have the same thing. I have the fruits for the sticks if you need it, okay? And if you want to have fruits following the gradual scale, you have this option here. I will show you what does that mean, okay? Let's just go ahead and having more fruits here, okay, something like this. And right now the fruits are randomly scaled, okay, so you can distribute the fruits, okay. You can remove the fruits from some branches, like randomly, okay, something like this, right? If you don't want to have that much fruits. And also the other option is having them, and you can random the scale, of course. You can random the rotation, okay, and you also have the offset, okay, the same you have for the flowers. And I think maybe it's better I show these on twigs as on the sticks as well, because that will be easier. Okay, let's go back to the fruits on the sticks. Okay, let's have it all distributed. Oops. And let's make it something like this. Huge amount of things. Okay, so check this out. You have your fruit here, but you want a fruit like go gradually, reducing the scale when they go closer to the tip, okay. That's for some reason you will want to do that as well doing some plants. So that's how you turn on your gradual scale, okay. And then you go scaling them up and having them down, and you can see they are gradually being scaled, okay. And let's see it. All right, that's all for the fruit. Let's remove the fruits, okay, and let's remove the stick and get back to the branches. Here we go. Okay, now you have this option, which is kind of a cool option, right? Which will add snow to your tree, okay? If you press here, you may need to wait a little bit, and then you have snow to your tree. And then the snow is pretty convincing. Look at that. Right? And also, if you turn it on the roots, the snow will be sticked in the roots as well, as if it was falling from the sky into the roots, okay. So you have this option, and look at these. If you have your tree as a realistic trunk, you also can add even more realism to your tree. The snow will be there and the tree will be there very realistic. Look at this. Okay, so that's a kind of cool. Pay attention that if you have snow on your tree, everything will be slower for you to do. So snow should be the last step of your tree. Okay, you first do your thing and then you go to snow. Okay, and the last but not least is grass mode. When you go to grass mode, then you have another thing, which is grass. Okay, if you go here, you can see that you have your grass and you can set up the amount of your grass, the scale of your grass, the randomization of scale, the grass, the rotation up or down to your grass, okay, the randomization of the rotation, the shrink on Z of your grass, okay, or something like this. You may want this, and then you rotate up, okay. You may want to do this, and you have those parameters here that you can basically configure all your grass as you want, okay. And then you have this option here, which is bringing the tree back. Why you want to have this? Because you can create plants which they are kind of grass, but they have sticks above it, okay. And I will show you basically how to do that quickly, okay, just to show you the potential. Let's remove the branches, let's remove the roots, let's bring the tree down, something like this, okay, and get the grass scale up, something like this, the number of grass. Then we may have sticks, okay, so you have your sticks, and then you have your fruits. Let me see here, fruits. Okay guys, just to show you here the options. Now I have the option of the length of your stick, which is changing the length all at once, or you have the randomization of the length, and also you have the randomization on Z or your randomization in general, okay. So now you can really make a mess here and leave it your plant more realistic, okay. That's what was left in, and now it's complete. Okay, see you guys soon, take care.